watching this new show on Netflix called New Amsterdam, and it is so good. I literally just discovered it. I thought it had only one season, but apparently it has two seasons. This show reminds me of Grey's Anatomy. So this is what I'm watching now. I'm literally obsessed. For this past week, I have been watching it every night before I go to bed. Alright, so I'm just gonna touch up on my makeup really quick. I just feel really like sweaty and like everything from today. It was really hot while I was walking outside and I was walking for a few hours. So I'm just gonna touch up really quick. I just kind of want to chit chat as well because I want to talk about like dealing with loneliness and being alone. And I feel it's something that maybe a lot of us has gone through, especially during the confinement and coronavirus and everything, where we didn't have a choice but to like be locked down in a place. But besides that, just in general, it's not like a foreign thing. I feel like sometimes when you are going through feelings of loneliness, you can feel like you're the only one in the world going through that, and it's so not true. I felt that multiple times in my life, to like extreme points I would feel, to where I felt really just alone and kind of lost in a way, needing a sense of direction and just alone. And it's not the best feeling. But I think that when you're in a situation like how I was, it can become something where, oh my god, what was that? Okay, I'm back, everything's all good. I think that when I moved to the village, where I am now, that was very difficult for me because I felt that, I felt that, ooh, makeup on it. If you didn't really come from the village or like a little town or something where everybody knows everybody, it's a little bit harder finding your place in the puzzle, you know? I wasn't going to have the same experience as my partner. Like, he knew, his family lives there, his friends that he's known for years, live there. It's a place where you grew up your entire life. Of course it's going to be different. Of course I'm going to have a different experience. But even though I understood that, it was still a very difficult thing to go through. So I had some very lonely moments where I was just at home alone by myself. And that was a very difficult time for me. I want to equate it to like giving birth in a way because I didn't want to be alone. I didn't want to be alone. I was afraid to be alone. And when I was alone, it was very depressing. I felt so stuck and so far from people who I felt loved me, like my family, friends back home. I felt so far. And I don't think that there's a way to really describe like how that feels. Like I would be on the phone, with my mom or like a friend or something, and basically either I would be crying or just like really, really sad and trying to hold it in so I don't put all of my stuff on them, which I did do a few times. But I just wanted so badly to just jump through the Zoom screen, jump through the phone, and just, have a hug. Just like be somewhere familiar with people who I know really truly care about me, and who know me. And I think that was a very difficult thing to go through. Like I feel emotional about talking about it now because you can't imagine. It's been about 3 years since I've been back home. And I can't even imagine that like that much time has gone by. 3 years. So it's a priority for me to go back home now. However, I was very afraid of being alone, and I would say no to going out with my partner because I didn't want to do it anymore. I felt that in the beginning, for about a year and a half, I followed him everywhere, and I just felt like I was a piece of furniture in the beginning, especially because I couldn't communicate very well. The language is difficult for me. I was just kind of there and observant. And I'm a type of person, I like connection, but at the same time, I don't like to force things. Obviously, you put a little bit of effort in when you're trying to get to know somebody. But at the same time, things happen naturally. I love when things happen naturally. I don't like forcing anything. And so I felt it got to a point where I was like, I was there, but I was there and I was around people and stuff, but I wasn't really enjoying myself because I wasn't connecting really with anybody. And that doesn't really mean that the people are not good. Like, everybody's fine, wonderful people. But when there was a language barrier, it's a barrier, and it just felt like one I couldn't break through. And I just decided that, like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I am tired of being in a room full of people and feeling so alone. Like, that's probably even worse than just, like, being alone by yourself in a room. Like, I don't know. Like, I couldn't do it. It just felt kind of fake to me. It felt empty. Just very empty. I knew it wasn't going to be that way forever. I knew my situation was temporary. I think because especially during the time, a period of a few months where I didn't have a job, so I couldn't get out to meet anybody, talk to anybody, like, it was just very isolating. And in the village where there's not much really going on, like, very isolating. The friends that I do have, they live an hour away. I can't go there, like, after work. I can't go there every time, you just can't do that. And so that was, like, a very difficult thing for me. However, I say it was like giving birth because in the beginning it was, like, horribly difficult. It hurt. Like, the pain hurt. And, like, I feel like I would be holding my breath, every time I knew I was, like, going to be alone again. And, shoot. It's just, like, really, like, I don't know. It was a really difficult time in my life. But I kind of got to a point where after I made the decision that I didn't want to feel like this anymore, what am I going to do to change my situation? Something has to change. And there wasn't a choice. Like, it had to change. It wasn't like, it has to change or this. No, it has to change. And so I wrote down a list of what do I need to do to make myself happy. One was obviously getting a job, having some independence, going out, forcing myself to go out more, to see my friends, getting outside, getting some fresh air, having a routine, doing things, moving. And that's exactly what I did. I got my job. I started, I really feel like my job was something that, like, truly saved me in a way, because it gave me the opportunity to talk to people and, like, be around my coworkers and get to know people and just have that social aspect, and even to improve my French, because outside of work I can communicate with people now outside of work. I feel more included in my environment, and the people that I work with live, like, right next to me, so it's, like, incredible. It's, like, just a good thing. So it's like there would be times where I would be going to see a friend in the village, and, like, my boyfriend would come with me, and I would think, like, oh my god, how cool is this? Like, we're going to a place in a village where you're from, but it's not for you, it's for me. Like, you're following me now. Taking care of ourselves and having our time to just enjoy ourselves and do things that feed our soul, as important as it is for me, it's as important as it is, why am I saying it like that? As important as it is for me, it's as important as it is for him and my friends and my family, everybody else. Everyone has to take care of themselves and their own mental health. And, like, if I'm alone, like, it's okay. Like, I love my alone time now, but it's a balance. Like, I'm not, like, alone all the time. Like, I love, like, going to the city on the weekend sometimes, or going to the bar in the village sometimes and seeing friends, and, like, I love going to work. I love interacting. Like, it's a balance, but at the same time, Sundays are my days where I'm like, oh my god, like, I just want to be alone. I want to take care of myself. I found my groove. I found a routine, and that was the biggest thing that helped me, was, like, finding a routine. Having new positive information coming in, even if you can't talk to somebody, listening to podcasts or videos, motivational things, will change the mood, will just change the vibration. I'm telling you. And that's what helped me, and that's what got me on this like drive of like, you know what? Let me think a little bit differently. Let me change my perspective. Let me focus on something productive, you know? And then you kind of start to see the beauty around you. Everything I used to complain about before, I'm in love with now. Like, I appreciate it now. I say, oh my God, the village, like there's something here. It's nature, it's life, it's vibrant, it's beautiful, it's calm. So yes, I love coming to the city, but I love going back to the calm. I love the balance of the two. I love that I have the choice, you know? I don't feel so miserable anymore. Like a load has been lifted off of me when I realized, when I learned how to love myself, when I learned how to be okay with just being alone. And that is something that I'm so thankful for, because I don't want to feel like I absolutely need somebody in my life to feel happy. I want to feel happy from within, because when I'm happy from within, then I can give to the people that I love around me. Then I have the energy to really fully be present in the moment and like enjoy it. I'm not happy all the time, of course, I'm a human being, but I'm saying I don't have such a negative outlook on being alone, you know? I remember I was on my walk one day and I was listening to my podcast. I'm gonna do a video one day on the podcast that I listen to. And on this walk, I was just feeding my mind with positive information from the podcast, breathing in the fresh, clean, crisp air, releasing it, looking around, seeing the nature, hearing the birds and everything. And I was just so present in the moment. And I thought, like, I would rather be here doing this alone, feeding my mind, taking care of my body, just like feeding my soul in the best way, than to be in a room surrounded by people who I have no connection with, and especially I'm not connected to myself. Like, I would rather 100% be connected with myself and choose to be around people who I connect with and who I vibe with, you know? Yeah, I would rather be alone. I think before I would say like, I'd rather like go into a party, drink, you know, do whatever, but like, it's kind of empty. And I don't want to be in empty situations, you know? Like, we don't have time for that. All right, guys, I hope that we bonded, if only a little bit, talking about dealing with loneliness, you know? Like, we're all human. We all kind of go through the same things, you know, different situations. But if we can connect on some level, then it's a success. Anyways, have a wonderful evening or day. And I'm gonna wind down, relax, take a shower, have some wine, eat, enjoy my night, watch a movie. And I'll see you in my next vlog. Goodbye.